So in this video, we're going to be discussing how to properly clamp, flush, and read a burette. So to start, you're going to begin with attaching a burette holder to a ring stand, like this is already attached. Then you're going to squeeze these, place the burette between them, and slowly lower them into place, preferably in an orientation to where you can read the numbers. And we need to rinse out the burette once or twice with the same solution we're going to be using. Here we have our solution, and now we need to flush the burette with it. Now, however, the burette is almost too tall for me to safely pour it in without standing on something. If that's the case, we're going to have you lower the burette to a place where you can safely pour in your solution. Now, we're going to be using a funnel in this case. We're going to put our waste beaker under. Now, you can't see the waste beaker in this shot. There we go. Alright. Now we're going to start pouring it in. Make sure that is clamped to open, or set to open. To begin using the burette, you're going to start with the burette stopcock closed. Now that's the orientation in which these are horizontal. That's closed. So you're going to fill the burette to a place where you can easily read the measurement and have enough for each individual run of the experiment. So we filled the burette to the 37 milliliter mark because we only know we need a couple milliliters for the entirety of this experiment. So now we're going to open the stopcock by turning it to the vertical position, and draining it, and that's all we need. Alright. So now, from here, this is a little bit different from the other instruments that you will be using in lab. The markings on this are inverted from what you're probably used to. So from here, we're going to see that it's between 39 and 40, and it is 2 ticks above the 39.5 mark. So that's going to be 39.3 milliliters. You're going to subtract the 39.3 minus the 37. What you're looking for here is the difference, the amount of solution that you actually used for this experiment. Alright, so here we have something interesting that is often found when using a burette. You can see that the bottom of the meniscus lies between the 39.3 and the 39.4 line. How would you record this in your lab notebook if you know that it's between these two measurements? So we know that it's 39 point something, and we know that it's between 39.3 and 39.4. So from here, we can see that our measurement is between 39.3 milliliters and 39.4 milliliters. How do we record this in our lab notebook? So, because it's in between, it gets a little bit tricky, but here's how you solve it. So we start with 39.3, which gives us 3 certain digits. However, because it's between 0.3 and 0.4, we have 1 uncertain digit. And to that, we'll call that 5, because it looks about to be in the center of them. So 39.35 gives us 4 significant figures. So in our lab notebooks, we're going to record 39.35 milliliters. So now we're going to do another experiment, but we're going to use our measurement from the previous experiment. So 39.35 milliliters is our starting volume. So we're going to run our experiment by turning the stopcock to the vertical position. And that's all the solution we need. So now from here, you can see from the double 41 milliliter line that we're not quite lined up with the burette. So our measurement isn't going to be entirely accurate. So we're going to line ourselves up with the burette more. So what we want to do is read the burette right at the line of the meniscus, not above, not below, and this helps eliminate the parallax error for it. One easier way to do it is to look at the nearest milliliter line and see where the foreground and the background of the line overlap to make one solid line. Now this is going to be about where the parallax error is at its minimum. So now we can see that we're between 40 and 41. We passed the 0.5 milliliter line. And we can also see that we are between 40.6 and 40.7. And now for this, we're going to use the same technique we used previously to find out what we're going to record in our lab notebook. So, between 40.6 and 40.7 is 40.65 milliliters, and that's what we're going to be recording in our lab notebooks.